When you think of gymnastics, you probably think of the Olympics, balance beams, and uneven bars. And while artistic gymnastics is a huge part of the second most popular participation sport for girls in Australia, there are many other forms of the sport, from trampolining to rhythmic, aero, and more. One of the most exciting formats of the sport is acro gymnastics, which demonstrates parts of artistic gymnastics along with the elements of dance, cheerleading, and acrobatics. The duo of 22-year-old Brooke Pampero and Layla Dimakali are Australia's best senior women's pair. How did the two of you meet as well? And what do you love being paired with someone? What's the relationship like?
Our relationship started just coming up in the ranks. We know each other from the gym, but we've never had a connection. And then just I want you with her and put us together, and now we're figuring it out, seniors. So yeah, crazy, but here we are. It's good. She's a good top to be with.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think you're the top, Layla, and you're the base. So how has it taken a while to kind of trust Brooke? She's throwing you 2 meters in the air.
Yeah, well, it's obviously trust is a big component of acrobatics, but I think that once you're in the sport and once you're in levels this high, you know that everybody around you is just as good as each other, and that you know that you can trust anybody. So it's a little bit difficult to start learning all of the skills at first, but once you know the basic things, it's pretty easy, yeah.
While it's not an Olympic event, the sport will have a World Championships this year in Portugal, and Brooke and Layla will fly the flag for Australia. Another Aussie acro team is the trio of McKenna, Kelsey, and Akalia. The two older members of the trio are not only cousins but TV stars, having been part of the Australia's Got Talent winning act in 2022. So I think I know that you two are cousins. How did you kind of end up meeting Akalia and ending up in the same group, I guess?
So about 8 months ago, Akalia's base, she retired and moved on, so they called in McKenna to fill in for her. And then because that base retired, they needed Akalia's other base to step in for that trio. So then they called me out of a very long 6-week retirement to fill in with them. And yeah, we've just been together ever since, and we get along like sisters, so makes it easy training every day.
You got the world champs this year in the Australian senior representatives. You've worked really hard, so what does it mean to actually get selected?
It's been a long time coming. 12 years for me, and Layla got...
This is my 8th year doing it.
Yeah, 8th year, and her last time being qualifying, it got ripped out from underneath her because of COVID, so she's only getting to go just now with me, but she's made it before, so I think it's extra special for her.
Despite its high participation rate, gymnastics in Australia hasn't always had household names in the sport. However, Georgia Godwin is certainly that. At an age where most gymnasts have either already retired or are thinking about it, Georgia is performing the best she ever has. Last year, one of her maneuvers on the uneven bars became an official move in the sport's scoring system. Georgia's influence and popularity became obvious when you see her live and hear the number of kids calling out her name, as I did recently at the Gymnastics New South Wales Open. Congrats on being all-around senior champ today. I think this is your first time competing at the New South Wales Open Champs, which must be exciting. What do you look forward to about getting to compete on this level, I guess, with different age groups and younger girls?
Yeah, so it's a bit different, with the younger girls. I'm 26 now, and you become a senior the year you turn 16, so I'm competing against some of the 16-year-olds, and it's nice competing against them, because I remember when I was 16 I was super excited to be a senior, so yeah, it's nice to see them doing some really cool things and upgrades and all of that.
Georgia not only inspires the generation to come, but also her national squad teammates and those training to be Australian representatives. And you're on the national squad as well. What do you kind of get from training with girls like Georgia Godwin, some of the best in Australia?
Yeah, well, working with all of them is the most rewarding thing. We train together all the time, and so watching them, all their skills definitely helps motivate me and try to work towards those goals, and those girls are all very supportive, and we just uplift each other and help each other achieve that success.
Georgia's really great. She's such a good, supporter, and it's been so great to train with all those girls. Some of them much more experienced than others, so it's really helpful when you're away at a big comp and you've got someone that's done it before.
You've got the 2024 Pacific Rim Champs in late April. Do you have any particular goals you want to achieve?
Yeah, so I have Pac Rim in, I think it's 2-3 weeks. So just hoping to go out there, rep the green and gold. That would be nice, and show some new skills and also gain some international experience going into this year.
Gymnastics doesn't usually really have a well-known athlete, but you've kind of become that, doing everything teaching, Novak how to do the splits at the Australian Open, being invited to the Grand Prix events. It must be really cool, having these opportunities that kind of come alongside, having this profile of yourself. Do you enjoy that?
Yeah, 100%. It's definitely out of my comfort zone, but I have enjoyed it a lot, like with the Novak stuff and the F1, and that's all very different to what I'm used to. But it's nice to see like gymnastics getting recognition and a bit more out into the community, so yeah.